Hello everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Voices. I'm your host, Mia, and I'm truly happy to be here with you today. Whether you're listening while walking, commuting, cooking, or just relaxing, thank you for spending this time with me. If you're new here, let me quickly tell you something important. On this channel, we upload new episodes every single day to help you improve your English step by step. You'll hear natural English, useful phrases, inspiring stories, and clear explanations, all designed to make you feel more confident when you speak. Today's topic is one that so many learners struggle with: confidence in English. The title is Why You're Not Confident in English and How to Change That. And let me tell you something right away: confidence is not only about grammar or vocabulary. Many learners know the rules. They can write well, pass exams, and even understand movies with subtitles. But when it's time to open their mouth and speak, they freeze. Their hands get sweaty, their heart beats fast, and suddenly all the words disappear. Does that sound familiar? If yes, don't worry. You are not alone. Almost every English learner experiences this at some point. The good news is that confidence is not a mystery gift that only some people have. Confidence is a skill. And just like any skill, you can learn it, practice it, and grow it. Today, I'll guide you through stories, tips, and practical exercises to help you build real, lasting confidence in English. Have you ever wondered why speaking English feels so much harder than reading or writing it? Many learners tell me, I understand grammar and vocabulary, but when I try to speak, my confidence disappears. This is a very common experience, and there are clear reasons why it happens. The first reason is fear of mistakes. We worry that if we say something wrong, people will laugh or judge us. This fear becomes so strong that it blocks our voice before the words can even come out. The second reason is negative self-talk. Inside our minds, a little voice often says, "My English is terrible," or "I can't speak well." If you keep repeating these thoughts, your brain will believe them, and your confidence will shrink. The third reason is lack of real practice. You can spend hours studying grammar or memorizing vocabulary, but if you don't use English in real conversations, you'll never feel comfortable. It's like reading about swimming but never touching the water. So, confidence feels hard not because you are weak, but because fear, negative thinking, and limited practice are holding you back. The good news is you can change all three. To understand how confidence grows, let's look at the experiences of real learners. These are not superheroes or special talents, they are ordinary people who face the same challenges you do. Let's begin with Daniel. He had studied English for almost 5 years. On paper, he looked strong, he knew a wide range of vocabulary and could pass grammar tests. But whenever he spoke, his voice was soft and shaky. He believed that people would laugh at his mistakes, so he tried to stay quiet. Everything changed when he joined a small English club in his town. At first, he only whispered 1 or 2 words. Then he realized something important: everyone else was also making mistakes. Nobody was perfect, and nobody cared. After a few weeks, Daniel began to speak louder, smile more, and even enjoy conversations. His grammar didn't magically become perfect, but his attitude transformed. Now let me tell you about Aisha. She moved abroad with her husband and suddenly needed English every day for shopping, for neighbors, for visits to the doctor. At the beginning, she avoided speaking because she was embarrassed about her accent. One afternoon, her neighbor, Mrs. Brown, said kindly, "I love your accent, it's beautiful." That single compliment unlocked Aisha's confidence. She realized people wanted connection, not perfection. From that moment, she spoke with much more courage. These stories show us a simple truth: confidence doesn't come from waiting until your English is flawless. It comes from using what you already know, accepting mistakes as part of learning, and discovering that most people are friendly listeners. If Daniel and Aisha can change their mindset, you can too. Now that we know why confidence feels so difficult, the question is, how can we actually build it? The answer is not to wait until your English is perfect, but to practice in small, smart, and consistent ways. Let me share some practical steps you can start today. Buy a small notebook and call it your English victories. Every time you use English successfully, write it down. Example: I asked for directions in English today and understood the answer. Or, I introduced myself to a new person in English. After 1 month, when you read your notebook, you'll see dozens of small victories. These remind you that you are improving. Pick a simple daily task: making tea, cooking dinner, cleaning your room, and talk about it in English while you do it. Now I am boiling water. Now I am cutting vegetables. Now I am washing the dishes. At first it feels silly, but it trains your brain to think in English, and when you think in English, speaking becomes easier. Stand in front of a mirror, look into your own eyes, and speak in English as if you're explaining something to a friend. This helps you practice eye contact, gestures, and body language. One of my students, Bal, did this for a month and told me he felt much less shy with real people afterward. Choose a short text and record yourself reading it aloud. Then listen back. At first, most learners don't like the sound of their own voice. But after 2 weeks, you'll notice improvement. You'll hear progress with pronunciation, rhythm, and fluency, and that proof builds confidence. Sometimes you won't understand everything. That's normal. Prepare some sentences you can always use. Sorry, could you repeat that, please? Can you speak a little more slowly? Memorize 5 to 10 of these, and they will give you safety in any situation. Think of confidence as a muscle in your body. If you use it often, it becomes stronger. If you ignore it, it becomes weak. Just like you can't build physical strength by reading about exercise, you can't build confidence by only studying grammar or vocabulary. You have to use it. Take my cousin Omar as an example. He had a job interview in English and felt extremely nervous. Instead of avoiding the challenge, he practiced daily. He stood in front of a mirror, asked himself common interview questions, and answered out loud. He also recorded his voice, listened carefully, and tried again. At first, his sentences were shaky, but little by little, they improved. On the day of the interview, he was still nervous, but because he had practiced so much, his words came more naturally. He spoke clearly and got the job. Another student, Fatima, built her confidence muscle by joining an online English club. At first, she only listened. The second week, she introduced herself. Later, she answered one question. Over time, those small exercises added up, and 6 months later she was speaking for 10 minutes without stopping. Confidence grows exactly like this, through repeated use, steady practice, and patience. Confidence in English is not only about words, it also lives in your body and your mind. The way you think and the way you move both send powerful messages, not just to others, but to yourself. Let's start with body language. Many learners focus only on grammar, but forget how they look when they speak. If you keep your head down, avoid eye contact, and speak too softly, people may not hear you clearly, even if your sentences are correct. My friend David used to do this. He often looked at the floor and mumbled his answers. I encouraged him to lift his head, look into people's eyes, and project his voice. The change was immediate. Others started paying more attention, not because his grammar was perfect, but because he looked confident. Now think about the mind. If you keep telling yourself, "My English is terrible," or "I can't do this," your brain will believe it. Replace those words with, "I am improving every day," or "I can share my ideas." Positive self-talk doesn't just change your feelings, it changes your performance. Together, strong body language and supportive self-talk create the foundation for real confidence. One of the biggest mistakes English learners make is setting goals that are too big, too fast. They say, "I want to speak like a native in 1 year." That dream sounds exciting, but in reality, it creates stress and disappointment. When you don't reach that impossible target, you feel like a failure and lose motivation. Instead, the key is to focus on small, realistic steps. My student Daniel is a perfect example. At first, his goal was to be fluent in 12 months, and he felt frustrated every week. We changed his approach. His new goal was simple: "I will practice speaking English for 5 minutes every day." That's it, just 5 minutes. Within a month, he noticed progress. He spoke more freely, remembered vocabulary more easily, and began to enjoy conversations. Confidence grows in the same way. Start with tiny actions: greet the shopkeeper in English, ask one question in class, or say hello to a neighbor. Each small success adds a brick to your wall of confidence. Over time, those little steps create huge results. Remember, big progress doesn't happen in one giant leap, it happens one small step at a time. Another common trap that destroys confidence is comparison. Many learners look at others and think, "She speaks so fast. He never makes mistakes. I will never be like them." When you compare yourself to people ahead of you, you only create stress and self-doubt. Take Kareem, one of my students. In class, he always looked at his classmate Sophia. She spoke quickly and confidently, and Kareem felt smaller every time she opened her mouth. Eventually, he stopped speaking altogether. One day, I asked him, "Do you know why Sophia speaks so well?" "She has been learning for 10 years. You have been learning for 2. You cannot compare your year 2 with her year 10. That conversation opened his eyes. After that, Kareem changed his focus. Instead of asking, "Am I as good as Sophia?" he asked, "Am I better than I was last month?" Slowly, his stress disappeared. He began speaking again, and his progress returned. The truth is simple: your English journey is unique. Don't measure yourself against others. Measure yourself against yesterday. If today you speak one more sentence than you did yesterday, you are moving forward, and that is success. If you want confidence to last, you need daily habits that train both your language and your courage. Think of these tools as small exercises you can repeat again and again until they become part of your routine. Shadowing is one of the most powerful techniques. Listen to a short English sentence and immediately repeat it, copying the speed, rhythm, and intonation. At first, it feels difficult, but with practice, you'll notice your pronunciation improving and your speech sounding more natural. Another tool is reading aloud. Instead of reading silently, choose a short text or news article and speak it out loud. This trains your mouth muscles, improves your fluency, and helps you hear yourself as a confident speaker. Role play is also extremely useful. Pretend you are in real-life situations, ordering food, asking for directions, or introducing yourself in a meeting. You can practice with a partner or even alone. By rehearsing these scenarios, you'll feel more prepared when the real moment arrives. A fun method is the success jar. Write down every small achievement in English on a piece of paper and drop it into a jar. On difficult days, read your notes to remind yourself how much progress you've made. Finally, practice visualization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself speaking English confidently, smiling, standing tall, and sharing your ideas. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between real practice and imagined practice, so this mental exercise gives you extra courage. Confidence grows when practice becomes habit. If you use these tools every day, even for a few minutes, your English will improve and your belief in yourself will grow stronger too. One of the most powerful ways to build confidence in English is to connect the language with things that bring you joy. When you enjoy the activity, you forget about fear, and your focus shifts from, "What if I make a mistake?" to, "This is fun, I want to keep going." Think about Sophia, one of my students who loved cooking. Instead of treating English practice like homework, she watched cooking videos in English and then explained the recipes to her family. Because she was talking about something she loved, her nervousness disappeared. She didn't even notice she was practicing English, she was simply sharing her passion. Another example is Raj, who joined a walking club in his city. Every Friday, people gathered in a park to walk and chat in English. The relaxed environment, fresh air, laughter, and friendly company made speaking feel natural. Raj told me later, "I forgot I was practicing. I was just enjoying the walk and conversation." That is the secret, joy removes pressure. Even small hobbies can help. If you like gardening, describe your plants in English. "This flower is red. I water it every morning." If you enjoy sports, talk about your favorite team or match. "The player scored a goal. The game was exciting." If you like music, sing along with English songs or describe the lyrics. Each joyful connection gives you more reasons to use English without stress. You can also combine joy with family or friends. My student Nadia practiced English with her little son while playing games like, "What is this?" or "Where is the ball?" Because children don't judge, the practice felt safe and fun. Later, Nadia told me that this simple game gave her courage to speak with adults as well. The lesson is clear: confidence grows faster when English is not just a subject, but part of your happy life. Choose something you already enjoy and add English to it. This way, learning feels less like a duty and more like a celebration. When joy and language meet, confidence comes naturally. We have reached the end of today's episode, and I want to bring all the pieces together for you. We started by asking why confidence in English feels so hard, and we discovered that the main reasons are fear of mistakes, negative self-talk, and lack of real practice. We then explored real stories of learners like Daniel, Aisha, and Omar, ordinary people who struggled just like you, but who discovered that confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you create. Think about what we learned: confidence is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. If you ignore it, it weakens. That's why you cannot hide your English and expect confidence to grow. You must use it in small ways, every single day. Whether it's saying hello to a neighbor, practicing in front of a mirror, or recording your voice for 1 minute, each small action is like lifting a weight at the gym. Over time, those little repetitions build strength you never thought you had. We also talked about the importance of body and mind. Remember that confidence is not only in your grammar books. It's in how you stand, how you move, how you speak to yourself. If you keep your head down and whisper, people may not hear you, no matter how correct your sentences are. But if you lift your head, look into someone's eyes, and project your voice, people will listen. And if you replace the thought, "My English is terrible," with, "I am improving every day," you will feel a shift inside you. Words shape feelings, and feelings shape actions. Small steps are the secret. Don't try to leap from beginner to native speaker in 1 year. Instead, take 1 step each day. Greet the shopkeeper, order food, ask a question, share one idea in class. Each step is a brick in the wall of your confidence. Over weeks and months, that wall becomes strong enough to support you in bigger challenges like interviews, presentations, or meetings. We also discovered that comparison is a thief of confidence. Don't compare your year 2 with someone else's year 10. Your journey is your own, and your only competition is yourself from yesterday. If today you speak one more sentence than yesterday, that is real progress. Finally, remember to connect English with joy. When you combine the language with your hobbies, cooking, gardening, music, sports, or family time, you stop thinking of English as a subject and start living it as part of your life. Joy removes pressure. Joy turns practice into play. And joy makes confidence grow naturally. So here is my challenge for you: take one small step today. Write your first victory in a notebook. Record yourself for 1 minute. Shadow 5 sentences from a podcast. Say hello to someone in English. Whatever it is, do it today. Then tomorrow, do it again. That's how habits are built, and that's how confidence grows. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Daily English Voices. If you found today's lesson helpful, inspiring, or motivating, please support this channel by subscribing. Your support encourages us to create more daily episodes to guide you step by step on your English journey. Remember, confidence is not waiting for the perfect moment. Confidence is speaking, practicing, and believing in yourself right now. So go out, take that small step, and let today be the day you begin building the confident English speaker inside you.